We all know how important sleep is. We have somebody here that actually delivers dreams. Stay tuned for this one, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to the Your Little Castle Show. Carter Rethwish, a.k.a. the Cardinal Cowboy. I get to run around with fun business owners from all over the country, and we focus here on the Midwest. We've got an expert with making sure your dreams come true, at least while you're sleeping, right?
Yeah.
And get that wonderful bedding. How important is it for somebody to have a great bed?
Well, I mean, what'd you do last night?
Well said. But yeah, I mean, geez, we got to sleep well, and if you don't get good sleep, your whole day's messed up the next day.
It really does start with that. I mean, you come home, you're worn out, and at the end of the day, it's the end of the day, and where you want to be in a really good mattress.
Well, that's how many times I end up going up to bed about 7 o'clock, and I've got a computer next to my bed, but I do my best work in bed. Is that fair to say? I guess.
Yeah. With
my computer next to me, and my girlfriend would probably argue that's the case, but that's what I get to do, and I enjoy it. Now I've got a nice bed, and you're going to help. You've helped since 1986. Welcome, Doug Belleville over here, everybody. STL Beds Inc. STLBeds.com. 636-296-8540. 1986. Dad started the company helping people get that much needed sleep.
That is correct. My dad, Dave Belleville, he started the company. Him and his partner, actually, back in 1986. He had a dream to own his own business back when he was, I guess, in college, and didn't really know exactly what he wanted to do. Started working for what is now one of our competitors, and
oh, really? Okay.
yeah, and then he figured that out, and I guess like I said, 1986 February. And him and his partner started down in Crystal City, Missouri. Okay. And a couple years later, they opened up another store in Farmington. Okay. And after that, Kerry decided he wanted to do something else, and Dad bought him out, and the rest is history, I guess.
The rest is history. A good history there. And your main location right here, Jeffco Boulevard, right there in beautiful Arnold, Missouri.
Downtown.
Missouri, depending on what part of the 270 you're on. You're kind of on the edge there. I grew up in Fenton.
Oh, did you?
I grew up just, 7 minutes west of L.A., Lower Arnold, Upper Arnold.
We're UA, Upper Arnold.
Right? And so it's a great location, and you get, how big of a store do you have there?
Well, the showroom's about 3,000 square foot upstairs, and that's all showroom. And then we have a downstairs, which is about another 3,000 square foot. And then we put about 1,000 of that into liquidation, closeout type stuff. Okay. And then we probably have another 2,000 around back of just warehouse on site for people that want to pick up. So they want to take it with them instead of having it delivered. So. Yeah,
I mean, how often is it the case? You're just. What compels people? I'm getting off my list of questions here, but what compels someone to say it is time to get a new bed? When do they finally make the decision? How long does the average bed last? I've heard 7 years, but give me a
well, back in the day, we kept them probably a lot longer than we should have. So okay. You end up with dust and dirt and dead skin cells and things like that, and it's kind of gross. So, but typically a good bed should last about 10 years. Okay. But we have different mattresses for different folks. If they want something a little bit more basic, say for a spare bedroom, or maybe they want it for everyday use, or for the kids, or maybe they just want to have a really fine luxury bed. There's all kinds of different choices out there. So.
Yeah, I say, then you get into the options with these beds that they fold up and they massage. Tell me, what are the features?
Yeah, they'll do everything but take you to the bathroom at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Working on that, right?
Well, they could do that, right? Especially at my age.
Everything, every day I get up, that's the first thing I gotta hit the restroom. Thank goodness it's right next door. But yeah, getting that great sleep, getting that wonderful bed. And tell me some of the variations. Has the technology changed dramatically over the years? And now you've got springs and they got the pillow tops, and what are some of the things?
So basically, you have a lot of different types of mattress. So you can have just your traditional mattress and box spring, with your coils. You have water beds, which is how we got started when Dad started the Waterworks water beds way back in the day, right?
Oh, maybe that's where I got mine.
Yeah. They even started, that industry, started out of the old head shops back years ago. And so neat little stories in there. Like in St. Louis, you had the old Spectrum and what was some of the other ones? I can't even remember off the top of my head, but you go there and get your concert tickets and things like that. So.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. Put your old free flow waterbed mattress on the floor back in the 1970s. So.
Very true. Yeah, waterbeds are a big market. What percentage of your beds that you sell are waterbeds?
Oh, I'd say probably about 10%. It's not what it used to be. In fact, when we started waterbeds in 1986, that's all we did. So once waterbeds, it's kind of did their decline. I guess that was probably early 90s. I actually left the business. I moved on to another company and learned mattress and box springs with the intent that we would expand the store and, sell regular beds, Sealy, Serta, Simmons, all that kind of stuff that people are probably familiar with. And, but after that, it came back. We opened up the store in Arnold. Dad was still down in Crystal City, and it did pretty good, but we just really hadn't found a groove. We were still kind of doing what everybody else was. And, but today, to answer your question about waterbeds, mostly what we sell today is what they call a soft side waterbed. It looks like a regular mattress and box spring. You use regular sheets, headboards, your headboard, footboard, blankets, things like that. They're easy to get in and out of. You don't have 100 screws to put together and that type of thing. So
yeah, I remember the one I had. It was just literally like a wood box and an actual flowing mattress inside it. But now they've got the padding around that, so it looks like a mattress all around it, but in the middle is
right.
all big.
But now with all this padding, I can't get out of that thing. So that's what's nice about the soft sides is they give you that the easy entry exit, and which and they're more efficient, because you have temperature control on those, which we're getting cold. It's going to get colder here, so that's you could have one side warm and the other side just a little bit cooler, and ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, I guess there's temperature gauges that you got. And now, what are all the other features and kind of things you can add to a traditional bed? Do they have heated beds now, or what do you have?
Yeah, there's a few companies out there that make temperature control type systems for regular mattresses. Really, what you're seeing now, you're seeing things like gel, where they're trying to keep mattresses cooler. A lot of people have issues with maybe sleeping a little bit too hot, right?
Okay.
And so by putting temperature neutral materials in there,
Gotcha.
Cotton, wool, things like that really allows better airflow in that mattress, and people don't wake up so sweaty. But at the same time, you get people to sleep cool, so then you need materials to help balance that heat. So we're looking for materials that keep the temperature of the bed neutral throughout the night.
Okay, yeah, and that's I can imagine everything technology-wise continues to improve and upgrade, and more reasons to get yourself a new bed. That's true in your industry too, and the variations since 1986, you've been seeing this go for quite a while.
Well, yeah, I mean, we with the 86, and then we just did regular beds, and I guess probably what makes it really interesting is that everybody else was doing that too, and so what we did that was really, really different is we did exactly what my dad said to do, and he said, just listen to your customer. They'll tell you what they want, right?
Right.
And so if you just listen, you hear all these little cues, and we started, people coming in saying, well, I'm sleeping in this hole. I feel like I'm in a hammock or a canoe, and what can I do about that? Well, these brand names now have basically made the mattresses where you can't flip them anymore. You can't turn them over. Right. Only one side is usable, right?
Yeah, that's true. I guess a pillow top has a lot.
Well, actually, pillow tops, it depends. Pillow tops can be one-sided or they can be two-sided. So, but for 100 years, all your beds were flippable. So not only could you rotate it head to toe, but you could turn it over. And just like your car tires, you want more life out of them, right? You want to get 40, 50,000 miles out of those tires.
Rotate them.
Right. You want to get 10, 15, 20 years out of your mattress. You want to be able to turn it and flip it. So it only makes sense. And that's what we did is, different types of mattresses. We do two-sided mattresses that are flippable, like they used to do it, but with the newer technologies.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So stay on top of it. Get yourself a bed expert, everybody.
Yeah, get yourself
This is the president right here, Doug Belleville, taking his time to hang out with us here. in studio at the Your Little Castle show. Well, that gave me a little bit about the background there. You said, now your history, how many years have you been in the actual business doing this?
I've been with him since the beginning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was on the truck doing
you were
deliveries.
14 years old or so? Or
About 16.
16,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And then just in it, going through that whole transition and seeing the whole business. Now, there's nobody knows more about beds than you.
Well, thank you. I learned from the bottom up. You know, it's out there on the truck. You learn what people are. You're taking away old beds, so you see what doesn't work, and then you're putting new beds in, and you get to see how they last over time. And you know, depending on how bed's put together, you may only get 3, 4, 5 years out of it, and that's another thing that we've tried to do is fill another niche, and that would be beds that are more durable. You know, use higher density foam, flippable, better foundations, and a lot of steel in them. You know, and those kind of things we can put, you know, plus size people on them so they don't break down over, you know, over 3, 4, 5 years.
Well, yeah, that's what ultimately you're looking for, is something that, I mean, I guess, what's the average bed go for these days? What's your kind of your range?
So it depends. The biggest selling size, quite frankly, is queen. I mean, you can get a queen size bed starting, you know, you can get it really, really cheap if you want to, you know, little blow up air mattresses, you know, for less than $100. But if you want something you can sleep on every day, you're $1,000, $2,000 for a good queen size set. King size, about $1,500, $2,500 for a good queen size set. But if you're wanting something that's, you know, luxurious, I mean really luxurious, you want to pamper yourself a little bit, $3,500, $5,000, you can start getting some pretty nice beds. And believe it or not, you can spend $10,000 on a bed and not even blink. So it's like anything. You know, if you want it, it's out there.
You got the Rolls Royce version. You've got the Chevy version.
We just gonna clip the little rope and let you in. You know? So,
get the VIP treatment.
That's right. That's right. All night long.
And bring you water while you go to bed. Wow. And I guess, yeah, like anything, there's different levels, and they give a variation about that. You guys have been around for a while. I'm looking at your reviews. Holy manoli. Take a look here at this, everybody. I'm going to put this up on the wall for everybody. But 297 reviews of 4.9. How did you pull that off? Tell me about that.
I listened to my dad for once.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I really did. So Dad's philosophy was, you know, again, listen to the customer. They'll tell you what they want. And what they really want is to be listened to. They want what they want, and they want to be delivered what they wanted, right? And in the end, if there's a problem, you have to service them well. And customer service doesn't always mean there's a problem. You know, customer service means you give them a call before you deliver it and say we're on our way, and you don't make them wait all day for it. You know, you say, hey, we're going to be there in about a half an hour. You know, and that seems to work out real well. But like if we get we're on Amazon, we're on Walmart, we have STLbeds.com, all these different places that we service people. Most of the time we call these customers before we ship that stuff out just to make sure they ordered the right item the first time. And a lot of those reviews you're talking about, you'll see in there, I got a call from Doug, or I got a call from Michael, and they asked me, you know, about 4 or 5 questions just to make sure that thing was going to fit my bed before I got it. And when I got it, it fit the first time. So yeah, it's pretty much that simple.
That's impressive to see that many reviews and a 4.9. I guess you've had 1 or 2 people that didn't give you a glowing review; they gave you a 4.
And I even addressed those as well.
Okay.
And what's really interesting about those is they didn't reply back. I gave them the opportunity. I'll do it in public, you know, because you know, the true nature of that review will show. I think if it's a legitimate review, you know, I like the one I couldn't even find the receipt for it. You know, and there's no name or anything, so it could have been a competitor. Who knows?
Yeah, no.
Trying to get rid of us, right?
No, that's part of the game. I know. It's
right.
Out there. People will go off and click on their links and do all kinds of nefarious things. But sticking around for 39 years, coming up on 40 years. Next year will be 40 years, 2026. You guys have obviously established yourself and have proven how you run a business.
It's not easy. It's really not easy. I'm looking forward to that day of retirement. I'm not trying to wish my life away or anything, but you know, I've got plans. You know, and I think that's another thing a lot of small business owners really need to remember. It's work-life balance. I do it pretty well, and I'm not perfect with it, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
And if you ever need to take a load off and find a place to lay down, you know who to go to, right? You know where to
Oh,
go.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That, yes. No, I'm not going there.
Well, I'm just saying, you know what bed is
I
more
believe,
comfortable.
maybe I will. So a long time ago, my dad's partner, he had unloaded a truck. It was really hot that day, and so the waterbed, this particular one, wasn't heated up, and he went and laid down on it, and of course it was cool, and it cooled him off, and he dozed off. Next thing you know, the customer comes in and shaking his foot, "Mister, you work here?" Yeah. So
I'm telling you,
yeah,
you know
it happens.
You need to crash out. You know exactly what bed to get because you've got a history and know all of the features and excitement there is. Well, there's lots to know about any business, and obviously with your experience, we're going to share a little bit about what we had to do out in the community here. This is one of my buddies, Will. He does a great job with his charity, and we got to go to his golf tournament not too long ago. So check this out. Will Bates, everybody. Will Be Inspired. Tell me about the event you got going on here.
Oh, we got a golf tournament today. Got some people coming out to support our military veterans and first responders. Everything that we raise today goes towards benefiting them, mental and physical health, overall wellness, wellness retreats, outdoor retreats, gym memberships. You think of it, you name it. That's what we do. So this is all to benefit them. I appreciate everybody coming out and taking action. Thank you.
We're at Old Hickory Golf Course. Been here for a number of events. Great crowd here.
Yeah.
How many people turned out for this thing so far?
Oh, there'll be at least 170 people here.
170 golfers, everybody. All right, if they need the Cardinal Cowboy to give out some free golf lessons, I might be doing that later. Don't wait for that. Don't wait for that.
Yeah,
It's
I
not worth it.
appreciate you.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Get up. We'll see you guys. Get up.
His name is Carter
We got a little
Rethwish.
community piece here. I'm
But
debating
in
on.
St.
we've
Louis,
got a-
he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwish was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle Show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner, to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there is no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. leagues.com. Well, that's what we get to talk about and doing fun stuff in the community. And we decided to put a little ad out there to say, hey, tell us about the people that you know should be highlighted on our show, because so often these small business owners, they do great work, but we don't know who they are. That's why we want to find guys like you. I think Dawn ran into you at a trade show.
Actually, the folks that do my website, a company called Matchbox Design.
Oh yeah.
Matchbox Design hooked me up to Dawn.
That's right. And they did. They saw it through our ad. I saw that lead that came through and how they got set up and they connected and here we are. So yeah, I mean, that's what we're looking for, is the kind of leaders that are going to be able to show the kind of quality work that they've got. 39 years of business. Great example. Thanks, guys, for
thank you. Thank you very much.
Come here and talk to us. Let's do a little cost analysis, and just a lot of people will say, well, if I'm going to fix my roof, I can fix it myself. Well, but not too many people are going to build their own bed. But walk me through where people start off at. And you said you talked about that feature versus benefit and what they're sacrificing when you go with the low end versus what the things you need. And when you break that down, you talked about it. Like if it's a $2,000 bed over 10 years, that's only $200 a year. That's like 72 cents a day.
What's it cost to go to a hotel for one night, right?
Right, $150. Right?
You know, for basically the cost of 2 nights at a hotel, you can own a really nice bed for about $2,000. Now, if what does a more luxurious bed offer? Well, luxury. I mean, if you've ever put on, or if you've ever slept in a really good set of sheets, high thread count sheets, high quality thread versus, something scratchy and it pills and gets those little balls in it. And should have brought my nightcap.
We're throwing on the cowboy.
That's right. But they get those little balls on it and kind of feel like you went to bed with a bunch of crumbled crackers and cookies in your bed, right? You don't want that. So luxury beds, they'll have a better feel. They'll contour to your body better. We're all built differently, right? Looking for good support, looking for, sleep is the rejuvenation process for your body. So, there's 3 things I always say when I'm talking to people in my store, and it's diet, right? Exercise, again, yeah. and sleep. And, this is the one that most of us can control, and we some people, I can sleep on the floor. Well, if that's all you value in your sleep, then you're welcome to do that. I'm not going to make much money on that, but you're not going to get probably the quality of sleep or the kind of support that you really deserve, and you work hard for. So, but we have brands like Posh and Lavish. I mean, it's right there in the name.
These are your upper level.
Yeah, they're fantastic, and those are all natural rubber mattresses. I mean, the materials are actually made of rubber. So if you think about it, rubber bands, rubber balls, car tires, right? Now none of that sounds, good to sleep on, right? But when you take that liquid rubber and you put it on a little mold and you whip it up like egg whites, it gets frothy, right? But you pour it into a mold, and that mold is just like a sheet of foam. And it's called foaming. And you put those layers of foam together, and depending on if they're hard, medium, or soft. And you were talking about building a bed. Posh and Lavish actually allows you to unzip that bed. You can open it up. And you could Carter, you could have one side all firm. My side could be all soft. Yep. Wow. Yeah, I know you cowboys, you're used to hard rides.
We're rough and tough.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, that's why I said the advent of pillow tops, but now they're taking it to another level, and multiple levels inside the bed, and that foaming process makes it, you can decide what you really want.
Yeah, so on this, so pillow tops are generally just a soft, cushy top. It's like just another one that's sewn onto it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right, so that's why we call it a pillow top. It can be a one-sided, or it can be two-sided. Ideally, you want it two-sided because it's just going to wear more evenly, like we were talking about. But the other thing now is they sell these pillow tops that are actually completely separate from your bed, and we call them toppers or mattress toppers. You may have heard of them.
Right, yeah, oh, yeah.
And they come in different materials, memory foam and natural latex and down and just regular polyurethane foam. And you can put that on your mattress to maybe your bed is too hard, and you want to cushion that and soften that up, stop that tossing and turning, right?
Right.
Put that pillow top on there or that topper, and boy, it adds a layer of cushioning like you wouldn't believe. And you can get them at all your online stores. You can get them at STL beds, but those things can even extend the life of your current mattress. If so there's neat ways to extend the life of your bed, make it more comfortable, and get some get some real value out of your purchase. That's really how you would do it, or one way to do it anyway.
This is why we bring experts in, everybody, because there's so much, it's just like you talked about earlier in the show, that just people, you can't understand or absorb everything. You're not going to get on YouTube. How many of us know of our favorite YouTube expert, right? And they watched 5 videos and now they're going to tell everybody what they know.
Right.
They're not going to get 39 years of experience in watching 3 or 4 YouTube videos. But you're talking about all the different brands, all the different types, all the different features, and you just come in and talk to, what do you call your guys? Are they sleep specialists, or what do they, what's the title?
Funny you should say that. I call them teachers.
Teachers, right?
I do. I call them teachers. I don't want them to be salesmen. There's plenty of salesmen all over the place, but if you can teach people what to look for, an educated customer is really our best customer. And it's a little boring, and you got to do a little homework. But the value of doing homework is that you're going to pass the test, right? so I think
I like that one.
Yeah, it really is. I had this discussion with a customer just the other day about being a teacher. She said, "Oh, you're just a salesman." Oh yeah, kind of, but really we're more of a teacher. So if we can teach you what's inside of that bed, and when you go to the next place, how to compare that to that, it's apples and oranges.
Very well said there, and it's, education. Sales is really educating people and make sure they have the right information. Tell me, what sets you guys apart? What is a differentiator? There's a few bad places in town, but what really separates you guys from the rest?
Well, we're not owned by a private equity firm.
Right?
Right. So most of your brand names today, actually the top 5 producers, are all owned by private equity firms.
Okay.
So it's become about profit, not so much about your comfort. If you're a stockholder, I bet you're really, really happy. But if you're maybe an owner of one of those particular brands, maybe not so much, and they're all brands you know. Right. And so what I do is I seek out companies that do it a little bit differently, just like us. There's not too many mom and pop stores anymore. We are a dying breed, and so we try to have all these niche little things like the water beds and 2-sided mattresses and mattresses for plus size people. We even carry organic. People that have chemical sensitivities. Wow. People don't think about that, but back in 2006, all mattresses had to pass new fire laws, safety test, burn test, and they started adding a lot of chemicals to these beds. People were having reactions to them, and that's how I got into the organic mattress business, because they did it naturally without all these applied chemicals. So, cotton wool, natural rubber, and then zipper. You can change those layers out, so it's environmentally friendly too, because you're not throwing an entire bed away. And most of these parts are all sustainable because they're biodegradable. So, neat story there.
Wow, there's a lot to learn, everybody, and we're so glad you took the time. We're going to show off in the second half here, everybody. We've got about 30 seconds left here, but he's got a heck of a lot of inventory and great information up on the website. I'm going to put this on the wall for everybody to take a quick look at here. But there's our chat bot coming up on us, and but look at the information that's available, and look at this drop-down menu. I said, did you have some inventory? He says, check out those drop-down menus. But yeah, there's literally so much information to absorb, and we're going to go over that in the second half here. Stay tuned for that, everybody. We'll be back, and hopefully you now know where you can get a good night's sleep. Giddy up.